Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss the comparison of logic families. So in the last video we discussed different classification of logic families. We know that logic families can be classified into two based on their polarities. That is bipolar and unipolar. Bipolar can be again classified into saturated and unsaturated. RTL, IAL and DTL comes under saturated bipolar logic families and ECL and TTL comes under unsaturated bipolar logic families and CMOS comes under unipolar logic families. So let us have a look into the basic parameters in these logic families. The basic gates used in RTL and IAL is NOR gate and the basic gate used in DTL and TTL is NAND gate. And for ECL is OR NOR gate. And in the case of CMOS, the basic gate is NOR or NAND gate. The next factor is fan out. So what do you mean by fan out? The fan out means it is the maximum number of outputs that can be connected to output of a particular gate. For example, if the output of an XOR gate is connected to 3 other external gates, then the fan out is 3. The fan out of RTL is 5 and for IAL it depends on the injected current and for DTL the fan out is 8. The fan out of TTL is 10. That is, most TTL gates can feed up to 10 other digital gates or devices. The fan out of ECL is 25. The fan out of CMOS is 50. From this table we can see that CMOS have highest fan out. Next is the different components used in these logic families. RTA uses resistors and transistors. IA uses transistors. And DTL uses resistors, diodes and transistors. And in the case of TTL, the components used are transistors and diodes. And for ECL, resistors and transistors. And finally, in the case of CMOS, the components used are MOSFETs. The next factor is power dissipation. That means it is defined as power needed by the logic circuit. The power dissipation for RTL is 12 and 6 to 70 in the case of IAL. And for DTL, it is 8 to 12. And in the case of TTL it is 10 and for ECL it is 40 to 55. These ECL logic families require large currents, therefore power dissipation is 3 to 10 times higher than that of TTL logic families. And in the case of CMOS the power dissipation is 0.001. That is, the logic family which has minimum power dissipation is in CMOS. Next is noise margin. Coming to the noise margin, it is poor in the case of RTL and high in the case of IAL, DTL and CMOS. The noise margin is medium in TTL and very low in ECL. The next factor is propagation delay. Propagation delay means it is the time required for a digital signal to travel from the input of a logic gate to the output. It is measured in microseconds, nanoseconds or picoseconds. The propagation delay in RTL is 12 nanoseconds. And in the case of IAL it is 25 to 30 nanoseconds, DTL it is 30 nanoseconds and for TTL it is 10 nanoseconds. And in the case of ECL it is 2 nanoseconds and for CMOS the propagation delay is 70 nanoseconds. CMOS have high delay means the speed is very less. In the case of ECL the propagation delay is 2 nanoseconds, so the speed is very high. The next factor is noise immunity. When the digital circuits operate in noisy environment, the gates may malfunction if the noise is beyond certain limits. The noise immunity of a logic circuit refers to the circuit's ability to tolerate noise voltage at its input. The noise immunity is normally in the case of RTL and poor in IAL. The DTL and ECL have good noise immunity and in the case of TTL it is very good and for CMOS it is excellent. So now let us go to different questions that are asked in the UGC NET examination. First question, match the following: TTL, NAND gate, ECL, NOR gate, CMOS, inverter. The basic gate used in the TTL is NAND gate and for ECL is NOR gate and CMOS it is inverter. Correct option is A. The second question, TTL high fan out, ECL low propagation delay, CMOS high power dissipation. From the comparison table we know that the TTL draws more power. So TTL matches high power dissipation. ECL has highest speed, therefore it must have lowest propagation delay. And finally CMOS have high fan out. So the correct option is A. Next question, which is the fastest of all logic families? TTL, ECL, CMOS and RTL. We know that The fastest of all logic families is ECL. It is low propagation delay, that is speed is high. So these are some of the questions asked in the previous examination. Keep these table in mind so that you can answer questions based on these logic families. Thank you.